in the Board of Trade in Chicago. And I traded with a friend of mine. His name was Steve Newcomer. And his wife's name was Donna Newcomer. And Donna Newcomer and Steve Newcomer came down here for the very first Hog Rock and helped cook and run the whole show from the top of 97. That's how good of friends we were. All right? Now here's why I brought up Donna and Steve Newcomer. Donna worked at JCPenney in Elkhart, Indiana. And I would go see Donna and Steve all the time, and Donna kept saying, this goes back to probably 92. For 3 years, she said, I've got somebody I want you to meet. And I said, no, I've already been married twice, I've been divorced twice, I want to be single. 3 years she kept promoting this because they worked together at JCPenney. And I finally came in December of 1995 and decided to meet this woman, this girl. Her name was Teresa Marlena Weingartz on a blind date. And she brought her best friend, Carlene, with her. I had never seen a picture of Teresa. I didn't know what Carlene looked like. And I was sitting at a table in a hacienda restaurant in Elkhart, Indiana, waiting for these two, well, I thought it was only be one girl, and then two girls walk in. And I guess I figured out that they had to be part of this thing, but I didn't know which one was going to be Teresa until they came over to the table. All right, so I can speed this up, but it was definitely a blind date. Well, I think Teresa kicked Carlin underneath the table and told her it was time for her to leave because I figured out who Teresa was. And we stayed at the hacienda after we ate. We shot darts. And we were shooting darts way back in the corner of the hacienda until the wee hours of the evening. And we were shooting darts, and she liked to drink beer, and I loved drinking beer, and we started hitting it off. And then I said, let's play for something. And she said, what do you want to play for? And I said, you wear my chambray shirt, and I'll take your little pink sweater if I lose. Well, she beat me. And I ended up with a pink sweater, and she wore like a size 5, tiny little thing. I was shooting darts with a pink sweater. It was a midriff on me. The sleeves came up to here on me, and it fit about as tight as Lycra. And we continued to shoot darts, drink beer, laugh, giggle, and everything. And the manager came back and he says, I'm gonna have to ask you all to leave. And I said, why? And he said that in here, you're being rambunctious and changing clothes. I said, there's nobody else back here shooting darts except us. So we ended up having to leave. Okay, that's the beginning of the adventure story, all right? Now we're gonna move on. My trading firm was they were owned by Jewish people, so they did not celebrate Christmas, but they did a holiday party. And so in January, about January the 17th, it was the holiday party, and I called Teresa up for the second date. And I said, I would like you to be my date at our trading party for our holiday party. And she agreed to it. And so that was our first date where we kissed, and I introduced her to all my friends that I traded with at the Board of Trade through USA Trading Company. And she was a hit with all of my friends. I mean, she knew how to talk to anybody and remember everybody's name. That's one thing that's going to find out in the rest of the story. I'll just go ahead and jump into that. She probably knows more of the people that have come to Hog Rock by face and name because she had a memory of an elephant. I have to say, oh, hi, buddy, how you getting along? You know, there's no way I can remember all the names of all the people I've met. I'm easy target because you see me up here on stage. If I was standing out there, I would know who I was too, okay? All right, so we had this date, and that was the first time we were together intimately at night, all right? Romantic? Yeah, let's call it romantic, but I guarantee you we had sex. All right, so we dated off and on. She started coming down to Southern Illinois with me on weekends and stuff, and I love it. And one day she came over to where I lived right on the Illinois River. It was an apartment complex right south of the Eisenhower Expressway. And so she drove a little red Saturn, and I rode with her to the Eisenhower, and she turns and I get out, and I reached down and gave her a kiss. And I said, I love you. This is probably in February or March. She said, you weren't gonna say that word ever again. And I said, but it came out. And that's when I knew I had found my love of my life. All right? We continued on until I asked her if she wanted to quit her job at JCPenney and join me on what I called an adventure train. And she said, what's this involve? And I said, it only involves if you want to come along for the ride, you can get off of the train at any stop. It's an imaginary train, but it's an adventure train. And I said, you don't have to answer me right now, because she was going to give up a job being a manager at JCPenney, and I still was going to work. So it wasn't long, I'm going to say probably in June or July of 1996. Actually, it was probably before, it was probably in May of 96. She came up with her answer, and she said, I think I want to get on that train, but I've got one caveat. Well, what is that caveat? You told me you did not want to get married again, and you told me you didn't want to have any more children, and then my caveat is to you, you have to get a vasectomy. Because she had never been married and never had children, and she had already chosen that she did not want to have children, all right? But she adopted all three of mine as her own, and all of my grandchildren as if it was all blood related, all right? We traveled, we did lots of things. I'll speed this up because the balloons are gonna run out before too long. But I want you to turn around and look up there, don't look at me. Look, this is a celebration for Teresa. In 1996, we went to Sturgis, South Dakota. In fact, I think Teresa rode out Cameron with Morgan, and Cameron rode out from Southern Illinois. We went to Southern Right, and Morgan took her to Sturgis, South Dakota. We stayed at Glencoe Campground. And I had already bought this property the second weekend of June of 1996. And we were at Glencoe, and Glencoe was about 125 acres, and I got to know the guy that was doing it. And I told Teresa while we were there having fun and making love and going to bars and drinking and riding motorcycles and stuff, I told her, I said, you know what? That piece of ground we just bought, why don't we make it a party place instead of a campground? Now this is part of the adventure. Everything that we've done together, we did it together in Southern Illinois. Everything that I've done since I came back to Southern Illinois, we did together. We took over a motel in Shinetown that my dad had. We remodeled it. In 1997, we started the first Hog Rock. In 2001, we started Hog Rocktoberfest. In 2002, we opened up Hog Daddy's Saloon. 2003, we doubled the size of Hog Daddy's Saloon and put a kitchen in it and an upstairs bar. 2003, in July of 2003, we, together with some other people in Old Shiningtown, Tony Combs for one, I got him to join with me because I didn't live in Old Town, he lived there. We started the Old Shiningtown Street Rally that was a hit all the way up until 2013. What do you think here? What have I forgotten about? What?
She doesn't want ours going.
Yeah, you got the wrong shirt on. Yeah, the bar was called Hog Daddy's Saloon. Let's see here, I'm getting off my trend of thought here. I think it's time, hey Tim, I want to play a song. The Tuesday, yeah, light the fires right now. The Tuesday that she died on March the 18th, when I got a phone call from her sister, I heard this song when I drove over. And it's by Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars, and the name of the song is Die With a Smile. The only catch is, in this song, it first says, Bruno Mars says, I just woke up from a dream. But what I woke up to on Tuesday morning, found out it was not a dream, all right? But listen to the words. The key things are, if the world will end tomorrow, I want to lie next to you. If the world will end tomorrow, I want to be next to you. Tomorrow is never promised. And this is where I say, I love you. And I don't say, love you, hon, and a quick peck on the cheek. You need to embrace your partner or your love of your life and hold on to them tight and say, I love you. Because tomorrow's never promised, and you can too wake up and that person is gone and it's not a dream. And we all have to suffer this at some point in our life. She probably doesn't know yet that she's not here, but it's only the living who are left with the sorrow of the loss. Think about it. I could croak right now probably, and I wouldn't know that I died here on stage, but you would have witnessed every bit of it. And we're not in control of that. Now look over here. Look over here, going out this way. Can you play that song, Tim, please? Crank it up so they can hear it. All right. Now we're going from the adventure story and morph it with the truest love story I've ever known in my life. I also told her when we got on this run, we went to Sturgis 5 years in a row, 96 all the way to the year 2000. We kept picking up ideas. We kept building our party. We kept loving together. We kept getting stronger and stronger and stronger. And I told her, I said, you know, on this adventure train, you know, you may have a task to perform at some point in our relationship. And she said, what might that be that we haven't already done? And I said, I'm 14 years older than you are, and I'm probably going to get old and decrepit, and you'll probably have to wipe my butt and take care of me. And she said, well, I'm in it for the long haul. And she never got off at a stop. We rode the whole train ride until March the 18th of 2025. And what was ironic that happened in 2004, she found out that she had MS. And it got worse, and then we went through I don't know how many different kinds of injections, and I gave the injections, but the roles got reversed, and it kept getting worse. And like in 2021, she was missing here because she was in the hospital. In 2022, she also had to go to the hospital and missed Hog Rock, so you didn't get to see her down here. All right? And I took care of her, and I hired people to help her, so she let me do what I needed to do each day at 8 o'clock in the morning. I had people that came and got her out of bed, fed her breakfast, fixed her lunch, and then I was always getting a phone call about 5 o'clock. Where are you? And I said, I'm just leaving Old Shinetown, or I'm just pulling in the gate. And when I really realized that this wasn't a dream is when I started coming home. And the loneliest thing you can do is come home to a home that's empty and there's nobody there for you. And you don't get those phone calls anymore. Where are you? I can't call her and ask her where she is. You lose all total communication except via prayer. I hope we got more lanterns. I'm not done talking. Oh my God. The Thursday after the 18th, which was March the 20th, I felt, how am I going to deal with this? Because I was so friggin' depressed. I couldn't stand it. I go into the shower that we used to shower in together. I took the hottest frigging shower I've ever taken in my life. And I tried to wash away all the negativity and the depression and the sadness. And when I got out of the shower and I got dried off, I was ready to continue the adventure in her honor. because she would want it to continue on, because she was a vital part of every year and every time we did it for 29 years. All right? And this, if you haven't figured it out, if we are on our 29th year, Teresa and I just started in January the 1st of 25, our 30th year of just being boyfriend and girlfriend and being so in love that we became like one unit. We thought alike, we dreamed alike, and we brainstormed alike on everything that we came up with, every contest, everything that we do down here. You know, she gave me like a carte blanche on, I said, hey, I want to build a catwalk. She says, build it. I want to build a soundstage, build it. I want to build a mini hangout, build it. I'm going to build some more roads. She said, you love to build roads. Oh my God. So go back and think about what I said. It wasn't a dream I woke up in. It was reality. And it could happen to anybody. In fact, I met a girl last night up here. Her husband, they've been together 10 years. Oh, you're right there, darling? And what was it, March the 22nd or March the 10th? March the 13th, 5 days before. She lost her life partner also. And we hugged and we kissed. And so you've got two people, and I know there's others out there that have already experienced this, but probably didn't get as vocal, but this is a healing process for me to be able to tell this story. Is it gone? Oh, I thought maybe, oh look, this one got stuck in the tree. It's a good thing it's not October and the tree would be in flames. All right, let's just take a refresher right now. I'm gonna, hey Timbo, the second song. Teresa always had a song that she always played on the jukebox at Hog Valley Saloon. No, it wasn't Kung Fu Fighting either. It was by Joan Jett and the Blackhearts. I'm gonna let you figure it out. And we saw Joan Jett and the Blackhearts in Deadwood, South Dakota in 1999. They did a free concert over, they had a lot of casinos and they sponsored it. And so we got to see it, and it was a highlight of her day, because here's the song. Tim? Thank you. Look around, look how far out they're going right now. They're over the Ohio River right now. All right. Now I'm going to introduce some people that are really my family, all right? I mean, actually blood related, okay? I've got my daughter's here, my son's here, my son-in-law and my daughter-in-law are here, but one of my children is not here right now. And then I've got 5 of my grandchildren. I'd like for them to come out here and I'm going to introduce you. You probably know Cameron. This is Cameron coming down. Cameron joined along in the year 2006 in October to help me down here, and he's been here every year, every party since then. This is Cameron. This is Georgia, that's Cameron's daughter. This is Miles, Cameron's son. This is Jane, Cameron's wife. All right, we'll get the other side of it over here. This is Emily, my daughter. Where's Joey? He's always late. He's probably playing Dungeons and Dragons. All right, this is my oldest grandson, Preston. This is his brother, Emily's son, Max. And hang on a second. We've got 2. Emily has 2 daughters, Emmeline and Molly. They're not here. And this is one of Morgan's daughters, my oldest son, Olivia, which you've probably seen roaming around in all the bars and stripper joints around here. And this is Emily's, now wait a minute, so you get out there, because everybody has seen Joey. This is Emily's husband, the only son-in-law I have, but I tell him he's my favorite son-in-law. And he's the CFO of Hog Rock. He's the one that disperses money now instead of Teresa. And he's been very chitchy with his dispersions. All right, where is Heather, Rocky? Heather! I'm going to introduce 2 of the girls that have helped me with Teresa. Heather's been with Teresa. She wrote the most beautiful obituary. This is Heather. This is Rocky. They're the ones that helped Teresa. Can you remember verbally, Heather? Heather, can you remember verbally? You don't? She wrote an obituary, and I wish I had it up here to read to you because she wrote it from the heart. In her last 3 years, she learned so much from Teresa. She became Teresa's right-hand person. And she learned how to do everything. And
the hardest job is learning how to put up with you.
yes, that was it, definitely. That brings me to another thing. Well, I'll tell you that story in just a second. I know you're getting tired of standing there, but so when this unfortunate thing happened on March the 18th, Heather was ready. She said, I don't know what I'm going to do. And I said, you're going to stay on. Teresa said that Heather was like her being cloned. That's how well they got along. She could do all the stuff that Teresa did and order stuff and put together stuff. I mean, right here they put this collage of every picture of Teresa and myself in this photograph. Okay, I don't know if you can see it, but when we turn the lights on, we'll have it sitting out here for a while. Oh, I was going to tell you about here it is. All right, now I don't have glasses. You got readers? Will you read it? She won't talk on it. Let her stand out here when we read this. Heather, can you come please stand out here? How'd you find that so fast? All right, will you read it?
Please join us at Foxy Saloon at noon on March 30th. We will be celebrating the life of a wonderful woman. Teresa lit the whole world up around her. She was a true shining star whose light couldn't be dimmed no matter what life threw at her. She always had a smile on her face. Even today, she lived at peace with this crazy world we lived in. She was always upbeat and ready to take on the world. I will miss her so much, words can't even explain. She made me a better person, just being in her presence. I know she will be missed dearly by all that got to know her. And then it just says, please come share your favorite memories. And it just says, rest easy, you beautiful soul, gone too soon.
That was her right here. Okay, I've told this to several people over the years. Teresa always would ask me, she said, you act a little silly sometimes. She said, how old do you think you are in your mind? And I had a quick answer. I said, in my mind, I'm still 23 years old. My body is 76 years old. And then she said, then why do you act like a fucking 13-year-old when you're in the house running around naked? Oh, man. All the things that we did. We went to Costa Rica twice. 1997, 2007. I was planning on actually retiring down there. And you notice I have never retired yet. But I just can't tell you, when you really find, yes, I was married once and I would say I love you, and married another time I said I love you, and maybe I said I love you to a girlfriend, maybe just so she'd open her legs up. But when you finally find, you will know it. You would lay your life down for that person. That's what true love is. You would lay in a boiling, molten thing and let her walk over your body so she could escape, all right? So I think it's time. What time is it? 9:07. Well, we got snakes up here, and oh wait a minute, I forgot about that part. So some people are going to wonder why, when I get done talking up here, we're going to do another t-shirt contest. And the reason why is because Teresa would want the show to go on, all right? So somebody might look at it and think, well, how can it be so sad and so somber and everything, and then get up here and start showing boobies on the stage? But this is what Hog Rock was about, and Teresa was part of Hog Rock. And in the very, very beginning years, from 97 up until probably about 2007, our big thing to do together was on Saturday night. We would dance right here on the main stage to the last band. And that was something she looked forward to so much. When I met her, she walked probably 5 miles a day. We moved to Chicago. I'm bouncing back and forth now because I've left out some stuff. We lived way up on Lakeshore Drive, and she walked all the way to the Board of Trade. She got a job with some traders down there as a trade checker. She was a brilliant mathematician. I can't find anything negative to say, but everything that she wanted to do, like when we got ready to open up Hog Daddy Saloon, we were still in Chicago. She took a bartending class at some, what was it called, The Reader in Chicago. They had correspondence courses where you could go to community colleges and stuff. So she learned how to bartend and make every kind of drink, saved all the recipes. We still have some of those same recipes in a recipe file cabinet at Foxy's Saloon up in Old Shinetown. Did anybody get to make it to Foxy's this weekend? All right. We didn't get a chance to really advertise it on the scheduled events because I was a little bit lazy and I procrastinated a lot. So we did it one day at a time. And even like today, our whole schedule just got turned upside down, and that's why there was only one band tonight. But we had Chris Combs and Justin Andrews fell in, and I think they did a fantastic job for you up here. So we're trying to continue to change things up and make it still the best, funnest place for people to come and have a great time. Treat your neighbor as you'd like to be treated, and meet new friends. How many people, just with a quick wave of those little candles, how many people have met probably a newest lifelong friend at Hog Rock? If Hog Rock didn't exist, would you have ever met those people? All right, that's what I'm talking about. Oh, wait a minute. Is my Australian guy here? Jake Astwood. A-S-T. I thought he said Astwood, but you know how they got that funny? He traveled 11,000 miles. Jake, are you still here? Where? I hear somebody say, mate, bloody yes. Is that him with the flashlight? Hey, get him up here real quick. He wanted to know if there was he said, is there an award for who came the farthest? Well, we did that a long time ago. See where that light's flashing? Yeah, I want you to listen. He's going to want to know why he didn't get a prize. But his prize is he can go home and say he was on the main stage in the dirtiest contest that they ever had. And if it's 11,000 miles back home, how are they going to prove he wasn't doing a dirty contest? Oh, that's right. when I met him, he says, "You ought to come to Australia, mate. There's a lot of things that we don't have, and we don't have anything like this." I want you to say hi to Hog Rock for me.
G'day everyone. First time to the US, first time to Hog Rock. There is nothing like this back home. That's not a knife. I've got to shout out to a bloke called Bones. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have made it here. He absolutely sent me out. Bones. Thank you everyone that I've met here. I'm just blown away. Everyone here has just been so accommodating. You've all been so friendly. There is nothing like this where I come from, and I plan to come back next year and hopefully I can bring a bit of an Aussie invasion. Thank you everybody. Cheers.
Thank you, Jake. And don't forget, that little big story, you can tell whatever you want, because how are they going to check it out? Yep, I think we got it. Oh, wait a minute. No. I'm not done yet. I want my whole first aid team to come out here. Dale, Maggie, or Maggie's still up here? Everybody, you can take this out of here now. Hey, Tim, can you turn the LED spot on? Thank you, Dale. I want you to know that this group, it may be not in its entirety because they have changed a lot of members. Get on up there, everybody. Dale, you and Maggie are out in front and take this whole crew with you. And don't fall off the stage, Dale. Oh, don't you dare push my Maggie down the hoop. All right. So, oh shit. He was pushing, I saw him. How many years have you been down here? They've been here 28 years providing all of our EMT first aid at Hog Rock. And they've done it all free gratis. I've tried to do things for him, and he keeps buckling up on me and saying, no, I would give him money to have a party in Champaign-Urbana at Christmas time, and I don't know if they ever got together. I think Dale went to the casino and gambled it all away, because I never heard anybody say that food was really good. But this year, I built him a first aid cabin, and it's up by the first aid area. So it's an amazing group of people, and in that same relation that I said, have you ever met anyone down here that's become a lifelong friend? Well, guess what? They have met a bunch of people that help us down here, a bunch of people that come down here, and they still just come down here because it's family, right? And we got I don't know if Oscar's up here, Bill Meyer, Karen Meyer, in the back somewhere. We got a whole crew. They've been with me ever since 1999, I think. And they do all the porta potties, they do all the pumping. Sometimes they turn the valve on wrong and it blows the shit back up into a trailer. And it did happen this year, an accident. And that happened to my good friend Shane and Jim and Big Deb Wilson. And I got Tommy Fire, everybody knows Tommy Fire, Kyle Bornpaul, Sarah Bornpaul, somebody that claims that I'm his uncle, but he's just an orphan that kind of showed up here. Todd Bailey. I miss him. I got Nell, and let me get our trash crew out here. What? Thank you. Thank you very much. Oh, Tony's here. Shane Bottom's here. All right. Oh, that's the first nasty word we've heard. Somebody's like, Tony. All right. These kids right here belong with Miss Nell. Miss Nell's been with me for I don't know how many years. About 28 years. And she fosters and adopts a lot of kids. She's got like how many now? Seven. And look, I've got pictures of them when they were this tall. I've even showed it to them the other day when he came into the house. They were just little bitty tiny things. And now look how strong and great they've grown up, all right? So kindness goes a long way if you think about it. That's why bullshit travels at the speed of light, 186,000 miles per second, and the truth can't even fly. It just falls flat on its face. I don't understand social media and stuff, why everybody wants to drag everything through the dirt and tell a big lie about something. There's a story about lies. If you lie to one person, you've got to remember what lie you told that person. If you tell a different lie to another person, then you've got a monkey on your back because you can't remember. But if you tell the same truthful story every time, you don't have to have a memory. You hear me? But with me, I may forget that I've told you that story, and you may have to listen to the same truthful story 15 fucking times. Oh my gosh. I think we've come to the end of the talk, but it's not the end of the adventure train.
Thank God!
Because Teresa and her spirit will be here every year, every day, as long as I'm here. She will be with us, all right? I only wish I could pray and she could really float down from heaven and spread her wings while the party's going on. Thank you all very much for coming out tonight. Don't forget, we have a contest right after this. Oh, the vendors. But it looks like a group of witches. Oh. Huh?
We are the Sisters of the Known Faces. We are traveling heaven. You didn't do anything. We are all vendors, and earlier today we had presented Hog Valley with a card from all of the vendors. But we personally brought something up here, and we wanted to read something to you from our circle. Because a few of us had an opportunity to meet Teresa, and we thought she was probably one of the most beautiful spirits on the property. And obviously, from the way we have all gathered to honor her, you guys felt the same. So I want to read something. We do not die. Do not stand at my grave and weep. I am not there. I do not sleep. I'm 1,000 winds that blow. I'm the diamond winds on snow. I'm the sunlight on ripened grain. I'm the gentle autumn rain. When you awake in the morning hush, I'm the swift uplifting rush of singing birds and circled lights. I'm the stars that shine at night. Do not stand at my grave and cry. I am not there. I did not die. And clearly, she did not die. She is here with every one of these people with their shining light. And we're all here celebrating what she has created with you, and will continue to do so, obviously, throughout the years. Now, we, as a coven, we made her a broom so that she can fly high And there's a touch of love from all of us on there, and it's with her favorite color.
What if I want to take a ride on it? Yeah, I know it's been blessed. I guarantee you it works. Well-behaved women do not make history books. Thank you. Hello. Thank you. All right, I think it's time right now to go into this contest. And Kyle, Mr. Kyle, please. Kyle.
I wouldn't be here 29 years if it wasn't for Teresa, so give it up for her one more time, come on!
Hey, don't worry, first date is...
All right,
Thanks for watching, guys. This was
Tim,
to
let's
Teresa.
take a little break. You've been talking for a little
Queen
while.
of Hog Rock.
Let's me talk. Why the hell
You'll
he
see
lets me do
pictures
this
and
shit? I
videos
have
of
no
the real
fucking
Hog Rock
clue.
coming up.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy, right? We
See
like
you
to have
guys
a good
soon.
time, though. Hey, let's turn some lights back on.